So this says theta. So this is theta wave, brain waves, and subconscious programming. So I trained with Dr. Bruce Lipton, who is the grandfather of epigenetics. And that was really, really, really profound and one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever done. And he talks about the different brain waves that we have, whether it's like deep sleep or, growing up, being straight into the subconscious, or how to access it. Like, what ways do we access the subconscious, the unconscious mind? You have to be in a certain brainwave pattern in order to get there and create change, right? And then so, yeah, gamma is going to be like when you're having a peak performance, a race, you're focused in a presentation, something like you are dialed in. And then you'll see what beta is: the alertness, concentrating, thinking, alpha, meditation, creativity, relaxation. So our life is a printout of our programming. I get from utero up until 7, we are in theta brainwaves. So everything within this time is when we are the most programmable. So if you can think about putting belief systems or social norms and different things, children at this time are going to soak it up. And then it's going to go like completely filed back, and it's just going to be a part of who they are. I mean, the subconscious mind is operating 95% of the time. 95. When we go into thought, we're in subconscious. Have you ever driven and thought, oh my God, did I just pass a red light? I don't even remember. You were running from your autopilot, your subconscious mind. So when a child grows to be a little bit older, right? And he starts noticing his genitals, he starts noticing his penis, and then starts seeing the scar. He's going to ask, right? Because I think this is around like, what is like 3 to 5? Correct me if I'm wrong. And which I can imagine, maybe even sooner, but particularly for males. Mom, Dad, what happened? There feels like there's something different. What is it? Oh, like it's normal. Okay, great. Like everything authority says. Like, do you remember looking at your parents and you're like, oh my God, they know everything. Just go to them. They have it all together. Come to find out, being an adult, you're like, nobody has it together. But that's still beautiful in its essence. It's still so beautiful how much these babies, these kids trust you and trust life, and how innocent they are, So they're not going to question whatever answer you give them about their circumcised penis. They're not. Move on, right? And so when they get older and they're becoming more sexually active, whatever, there's nothing anymore. That's logged back. Like it is what it is. It's ironclad. Like that's what it is. However, if like a grown man, say he's 18 years old, right? A grown man wakes up and a part of his penis has been cut off and there's stitches and it's missing. You better believe that guy is going to be asking so many questions. Like, what is this? What happened? Why? Like, you see what I'm getting at. So if this is something that is programmed into a kid, they're not going to question it. There is no room for change, because then, oh, this is what you do. They're going to start doing it to their kids. And then the cycle perpetuates. It just continues. It's normal. So essentially that's what's happening and why we're here. But I just think that's like also just really interesting. So, if you want to look into NLP, I'm also a practitioner. If you want to look into like Psych K, there's a lot of different modalities that teach you how to open the subconscious mind through accessing those theta brainwaves, and they use it a lot with like imagery, symbols, representations, like different things to kind of go into the backlog area and start to make change. I mean, I really don't think that if you have some serious trauma, there really is no talk therapy that's going to do the work for you. Like, it is really going back into the subconscious, into that deep nervous system level, that's going to allow you to kind of like pinpoint what it is, where it is, and then how to create that change, how to reframe, how to create something new, right? How to replace it. Whenever I work, there's a particular like energy clearing meditation that I do, and after I do it, it works profoundly. It's called the cosmic fire. As soon as I do it, I've created space. There is all this new space, because that energy, what has been like kind of tying me down, or what energy has been on me that no longer serves me, that's free. So then you can create within that space, rather, you fill it up with positivity, happiness, abundance, love, intimacy, whatever it is that you want. Like, you can fill it. And that's what expansion and developing is, and healing is, that actually nobody talked about, that I find to be really beautiful, because the more I've healed, the more I've noticed, like, my capacity to hold on to happiness is just gotten bigger. Sometimes we feel happiness, we're like, oh yeah, and then like we just go back into this dump. But the more that you heal, the more space you create to overall have like a longer experience of the state of joy, of the state of giddiness, of the state of exuberance, excitement, creativity, right? So it is about, anyway, my tangent, moving on.